As the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic surges across the globe, experts have likewise tasked the public to be wary of the perennial dangerously infectious virus known as trumpism. Now, trumpism, which is currently spreading across the US, where it first broke out in 2016, has since spread to other parts of the world, including Russia, Mexico, North Korea, and Iran. Meanwhile, virologists have admonished citizens who have recently come in contact with Trumpists to immediately buy the knives. Now, my name is Mr. Confess, ladies and gentlemen, and on this episode, we dissect the shenanigans of the Trumpist theories. Okay, let's now take you to our very own senior correspondent, Humble Joseph.
Just as his emergence at the White House was unprecedented, considered as an offset by political observers, described as the most dramatic event in the history of America's elections by pundits, so does his exit is becoming. Trump, who has been served quick notice to exit the White House via the November 3rd polls, but in no surprising manner, Trump brought his Trumpist theory to bear by adamantly but effortlessly and thrillingly refusing to concede defeat after being defeated at the polls. Meanwhile, worthy of note, it's not necessarily his inability to come to terms with reality, rather is the manner in which he's doing it very razzmatazing and fun to watch, as an entertaining episode that even though you know it shouldn't be happening, one just can't help it but keep wanting and yearning for more, and wondering when is the season 2 of Unconceding President series dropping. Besides, the development is even more interesting, happening in the US of A. Almighty White House, people. White House, not Black House, oh, if you get my drift. This is showmanship at its best. Come on guys, give it up for Trump, yeah! Meanwhile, a cross-section of Americans have referred to the development as a slap on the American people, a debasing of democracy, and a total embarrassment. Conversely, over here, we see it as a hit series and should be adopted by Netflix and titled the Unconceding President series. My name is Humble Joseph. Before I hand over to Mr. Confess, I had a virtual chat with our in-house political analyst, and he has an interesting take on this very issue. Take a listen.
Look, people should cut Trump some slack. The man has said that he will not concede because the election was fraud, and everybody is telling him to concede victory or will prove that the election was a fraud. For God's sake, it's like a police officer telling someone who phoned in to report a robbery incident, asking them what kind of guns the robbers were carrying. For God's sake, what is good for the goose is good for Uganda. It's good for agenda. I don't know how they say it, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if Trump cannot produce evidence that the election was a fraud, why don't the other people produce evidence that the election was not a fraud? It's a two-way thing. My name is Chief Dizzy. Now, like him or hate him, the rest of the world and not just America have felt the Trump effect. And if not any other thing, Trump came in to do the demystification job rather than doing the job of the commander-in-chief. How do I mean? Trump has demystified the mystery called White House. Because as far as I'm concerned, you understand, ladies and gentlemen, how highly revered the White House has always been. But Trump came in, and under him, in the twinkle of an eye, the White House fell from being the White House to the playhouse, where all forms of shenanigans take place. He simply came in and said to us, it's just a house, painted white. Ladies and gentlemen, I have all those spread all over the country. Folks, it's gonna be awesome. So bring all the games, bring Russia, we gonna play the game. But don't bring Mexico, or we gonna pay the war, they gonna pay for it. Don't bring North Korea, we will play their games, they gonna feel fire and food. Ladies and gentlemen, bro, bring the games, we gon' play. That's basically what Trump came to do. I know for most Americans, this might not be it for them, but trust me, as far as we are concerned, it's fun to watch, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the White House here. White House, and a lot happening. And under Trump, well, we don't know what it has become. But yeah, it's something we now call a house painted white, not a White House. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, you see, another lesson from the Trumpist ideology is the need to leave a legacy in whatever one does. Yes, the Trumpist ideology strongly buttresses that point. How? Research actually shows that under Trump, America became the most polarized. Well, I think what they actually meant is that under Trump, political consciousness and awareness amongst Americans grew astronomically. Especially or to the extent that even kids became politically aware, like we see in this clip.
How do you think Trump has done in his first year in office?
Great.
What do you think he's done that's so great?
To save the world
He saved the world? From what?
from harmony.
Do you think Donald Trump has done a good job in his first year as president?
No.
Why not?
Because he wants to put a wall over Mexico, and I love going to Mexico.
What's the first thing you think of when I say Donald Trump?
Small fingers and orange face.
What's the worst thing he's done?
I think he needs to stop threatening North Korea
Why?
because I don't want to get nuked.
What's the first thing you think of when you hear Donald Trump?
Pictures.
Pictures of what?
A princess is.
Princesses? Do you think he's smart?
No.
Why not?
He treats people badly, and that's why I don't think he's smart.
What's one nice thing you can say about Donald Trump?
He has kind of cool hair, I think.
He has cool hair? Whose hair is cooler? His or yours?
Mine.
Donald Trump has a lot of nicknames for people like Crooked Hillary, Rocket Man. Do you have a nickname for him?
Poop face. Mr. Tiny Hands.
Cheeto.
Can you do an impression of him?
It's gonna be great.
We are gonna build a wall, and it will be huge.
I will build a wall. A big one.
China, China, China. Here's your paper towels.
Can you do an impression of the president for us?
You're fired!
You see, a lot of people have described Trump's refusal to concede as highly reprehensible. Well, maybe, but think about it this way. At least he has given signal that the transition should begin. Well, Trump deserves accolades around. How? Because for me, Trump epitomizes, and embodies the very major fabric of the American ideology, which is America is a land of opportunities and that you could achieve your dreams if you put your mind to it, whatever the dream is. Though, don't you think that Trump's dream was to be the first American dictator? Think about it. Just think about it. Trump had the thing with Africa. He has this little relationship with Africa. You think he hates Africa, but research has shown that what you hate, you actually secretly admire. So, which means that Trump has been thinking all these African dictators and see, man, I think I can actually make it. As the first American dictator, and maybe that's his dream. Give him some slack, or at least respect him for that. Just like the notorious late Osama bin Laden, who's America's breed. He grew up in America. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you train him. He grew up with that ideology that whatever he put his mind in, he can achieve, because America is the land of opportunities. Who knows? Maybe as sad as it might sound or it might seem, 9/11 might just be Osama bin Laden's dream, and he succeeded. The same way America's dream for a long time was to take out Osama bin Laden, And they kept dreaming about it, they kept working towards it, and finally they did took Osama bin Laden out. So if America wants better or wants different, they need to put a caveat to that American dream you can achieve anything. Because if they don't, trust me, there's a second Trump in the making, or in the room that is being cooked right about now, who is the one and only Kanye West. Who knows? Who knows? Because imagine it's the same system that brought Trump into power anyway. He just dabbles, he dreams, and of course, he pursued his dream, threw his weight behind him, ladies and gentlemen, and he married. So, America, put a caveat to that American dream. If you don't want to see this kind of characters near the White House, ladies and gentlemen. You see, one final lesson from the Trumpist ideology is the fact that all we all need in life is a platform and an audience. Okay, that an audience and a platform is always available for you, but that whatever he wants to do, whatever it is that is one's dream in life, one must create or embodies audacity. One must be audacious. Once you are audacious, once you convince yourself that I've got to do this, trust me, there'll be a stage and a platform for you. Because if you look at it critically, what has been enabling or fueling the Trumpism era or episode is simply a stage and an audience. What's the stage? Republican. What's his audience? Trumpists, who have been everywhere canvassing for him. And his host and co-host has been Mike Pence and the one and only Mike Pompeo. Simple, finished. The stage already for you is done. And Trumpist has been everywhere just because he has a stage and a platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this was our show on PONDER News. My name is Trumpist. We will come your way again soon on this very channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on your notification button